on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the JellyGoonTv, of course. Welcome to the new viewers. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we have a very creepy video. But before we get to that, I want to say please do check the social medias down below. It'd be massively appreciated as always. Check my Facebook, Instagram, Discord. Go over there, chat, do what you have to do, of course. Support the cause of the JellyGoon family. Today we have another video, and I'm really excited for this one because it really is something that interests me as a kid, and for now, there's these creepy stories out in the world. So this is 9 real-life horror stories that will probably ruin your day. Now, viewer discretion is advised. You're probably gonna hear something that you're gonna get offended by, you're gonna get scared of. In that case, please do turn off if you are that sensitive. So without further ado, let's get into this video and see what kind of horror stories that happen. So let's go. Some of the following images contain graphic content. Okay, so I gotta put this at 18. Okay. My dead girlfriend. I don't like that.
On July 1st, 2014, in the No Sleep subreddit, Reddit user Nathan wrote a post claiming his dead girlfriend, Emily, is sending him messages on Facebook.
What?
Emily died on the 7th of August, 2012 in a car collision. On September 4th, 2013, he received the first of what was to be many messages from his dead girlfriend. It began with a simple hello. According to Nathan, only he and Emily's mother shared admin privileges of Emily's Facebook account. But when it became clear it was not Emily's mother sending the messages, Nathan assumed one of his late girlfriend's friends had hacked into the account. A couple of months later, a second set of messages appeared on Emily's account. Nathan immediately recognized that the messages were snippets of previous conversations he and Emily had posted through Facebook. Then, all of a sudden, things became even more chilling. Nathan began receiving notifications that Emily had tagged herself in a photo. He recognized that Emily would tag herself in spaces where it was plausible for her to be, or where she would usually stand.
Oh, that is fucked up.
He contacted Facebook and they told him that the locations her Facebook page had been accessed from since her death were locations that she had been before, such as his home and her mom's home. He changed the Facebook password multiple times and even turned on two-factor authentication. Still, the messages from Emily continued and began to take on a more ominous tone. As the frequency of messages from Emily increased, he became more concerned. Until all of a sudden, Emily used her first original word, a word that had not been recycled from old Facebook messages. It's the freezing, I don't know what's happening here that really makes our blood run cold. Finally, Nathan memorialized Emily's page in effect, closing down access to the Facebook account. This post appeared soon thereafter. This series of messages was especially disturbing for Nathan as parts of the conversation were recycled messages taken from his last post made on the night Emily died. But it still wasn't enough for Emily to rest in peace because she sent Nathan another message. And in this one, she posted a photo which she had taken of him from behind a half-closed door.
I'm getting goosebumps.
A photo which, Nathan says, was taken at a time when nobody else was there in the house with him. That's my door. That's my computer. It's taken from outside.
Oh, my hair is just racing, man. Wow. Let me pause here. That is creepy. Imagine if somebody died in your life. For example, my father, right? He would text me on Facebook, be like, hey, what's up? I'd be like, what? And he sent me a picture of me sitting in front of the computer. I'd be freaked the hell out. Now, I think it's a sick prank. I think it's a very sick prank. You can fake locations and everything like that easily. If you know a little bit around computers. I think it's a sick motherfucker who's trying to play a prank, or trying to play with emotions, or trying to have control, or trying to do something like that. There are some sick motherfuckers out there, and this guy is probably one victim of it. It's really horrifying. I don't know why you can do that to other people. I have no idea. The people that you love, they're gone. Just leave it be, man. I think it's sickening. Let's go. Sylvia Lickins. Okay.
On October 26, 1965, Indianapolis police answered a call saying that a girl had died. The caller was a teenaged boy who sounded very nervous and directed the police to the address 3850 East New York Street. When the cops got to the dingy, run-down, clapboard home, they found the emaciated, dead body of 16-year-old Sylvia Marie Lickins. She was covered with bruises and small wounds, later revealed to be cigarette and match burns that numbered over 100. There were also large areas where the outer layer of skin had peeled off. Sylvia also had a large numeral 3 branded on her chest. However, the most remarkable injuries by far were the words in block letters that had been burned directly onto her
Fucking
stomach.
sick fucks.
I'm a prostitute and proud
Sick
of it.
Fucks.
It all started when Lickins' parents, who were carnival workers, had left her and her sister Jenny in the care of the Baniszewski family for $20 a week, 3 months before her death. But when one of their checks arrived late, Baniszewski took out her frustration by beating the girls. Weeks of escalating horror followed. The attacks focused almost exclusively on Sylvia. Several of Baniszewski's children and a gaggle of neighborhood kids, some as young as 10, watched or joined in.
Let me pause here. If you watch this video and you abuse your kid, kids, they don't deserve this shit. They didn't choose to get into your fucking little world. They didn't choose to get into your little planning, your little thing. They didn't fuck it up. You fucked up because you came inside of a woman, or you woman, you didn't use protection, or you didn't do that. It's never the kid's fault. For people who abuse other kids and other people, well, people like this, parents like this, destroy for the rest of us. They really fuck everything up, right? They fuck everything up. They fuck the resources up. They fuck everything up, right? These motherfuckers are trying to get kids, and then they burn, they do everything to the kids, and I have a bad life, now I'm gonna beat you because I have a bad life and I come home from work late and I'm fucking tired. How the fuck is that the kid's fault, man? This pisses me off, you know? Everybody has not right for kids. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody shall not get kids, because there's some fucked up individuals out there, and if you are one of these motherfuckers, get the fuck off my channel and seek help. You don't deserve, the kids don't deserve to get beat. They don't deserve to get raped. They don't deserve anything. They fucking innocent. They didn't do anything. These stories pisses me off. Because parents, they like, I'm having so hard. I'm going to abuse my kid because I have a hard life. The kid didn't choose to be here. So go fuck yourself. Seriously. This pisses me off. I'm sorry about that. But this video is 18 plus. So I don't give a fuck. I'm going to cuss what I want to cuss. These motherfuckers, man, let's go.
Baniszewski encouraged them to torment Sylvia, including, among other things, extinguishing lit cigarettes upon her skin, beating her, tying her up, burning her with scalding water, rubbing salt into her raw wounds, forcing her to eat feces and other substances that would cause her to vomit, forcing her to remove her clothes and insert a glass Coca-Cola bottle into her vagina on at least 2 occasions.
God, this pisses me off. I want to smack their fucking faces in.
On February 2nd,
Don't have kids if you can't handle it.
9 ski hikers were found dead on the east shoulder mountain Kolatsiakl, Russia, eerily called the Mountain of Death by the indigenous Mansi people. From the evidence at the scene, it appeared that the hikers had cut open their tents from the inside and fled into the wilderness in just their socks or bare feet. One of the hikers had major skull damage, while a couple more had multiple chest fractures. Despite this, none of the corpses had any signs of a struggle. It gets weirder. Their bodies were stained orange, with massive internal injuries from a force that a doctor studying the incident compared to that of a car crash. And one of the ski hikers was found with her head tilted back, her stretched mouth wide as if emitting a silent scream. Upon closer inspection, the rescuers realized that her tongue had been ripped out by the root, and she was also missing her eyes. As you'd imagine, all sorts of theories to the cause of the deaths have been tried and tested over the years, but the final verdict was that the hikers died of a compelling natural force. What does that even mean? Never has something so ambiguous been so horrifying.
The body under your freaking bed. I don't believe that.
There's always that moment of dread when you stick one foot out from under your covers, as you envisage a paranormal activity-style death being dragged down the stairs. You have an instinctive worry with what's under your bed from a young age, even though nothing has ever been under there. One particularly disturbing case was in 2003, when a guest noticed a foul smell in his room
Oh,
at the Capri
yeah, I heard
Motel,
about this.
Kansas City, and complained to staff. After 3 nights of opening windows and no doubt gallons of Febreze, the stench would not leave, causing the poor guest to vomit in the room. When cleaning crew began shifting furniture to clean the puke, they found the decomposing corpse of a man wearing only a nun's wimple and fishnet stockings.
Damn.
To repeat, he slept in that bed for 3 nights.
That's messed up. Why would, man, they exercised in what?
On January 25, 2014, the Indianapolis Star
person
published a
over there.
lengthy report on a family terrorized by 3 children allegedly possessed by demons. The account of LaToya Ammons and her family tells disturbing stories of children climbing up the walls, getting thrown across rooms, and children threatening doctors in deep, unnatural
This
voices.
sounds horrible, man.
It would
Why?
seem like something straight out of a movie, except all of these accounts were more or less corroborated with nearly 800 pages of official records obtained by the Indianapolis Star and recounted in more than a dozen interviews with police, DCS personnel, psychologists, family members, and a Catholic priest.
Of course, a priest.
One of the more chilling sections of the report includes a segment about the possessed 9-year-old. According to Washington's original DCS report, the 9-year-old had a weird grin and walked backward up a wall to the ceiling. He then
Whoa.
flipped over Campbell,
Shit.
landing on his feet. He never let go of his
That
grandmother's
is some different
hand.
things, man. That is some different things, man. That is athletic right there. Athletic. Calls from the dead. No.
On September 12, 2008, 2 trains collided in the Chatsworth district of Los Angeles, killing 25 people in the crash. One of the passengers on board was Charles E. Peck, who was traveling from Salt Lake City for a job interview in LA.
Really?
His hopes were high on landing the job as his fiancée, Andrea Katz, lived in California and he planned to marry her if he was hired. During the next 11 hours, Peck's mobile phone sent numerous calls to his fiancée,
Really?
son, brother, stepmother, and sister. Overall, his loved ones received a total of 35 calls. However, each time they answered, they only heard static. When they called back, the calls went straight to voicemail. The family could only be optimistic and assumed Charles was alive in the wreckage and calling for help. When the search team finally traced Peck's phone signal and discovered his body in a lead passenger car, where most major injuries and deaths occurred, they reported that Charles had died on impact and that he couldn't have possibly made the calls. What's even stranger is that they never found the phone.
Really? Whoa. X-Men in the attic. What the hell? Let me pause here. I just want to say, imagine getting a call. For example, if my dad calls me and like, "What you doing?" Like, you know, I would freak the hell out. But if I see my daddy's number, I don't even have his number. But before, when around he died, of course I got his number. But if he ever called me and there was some static, man, I would break down. I would 100% break down. There's nothing worse than all these paranormal things that remind you of your loved ones. It is horrible. It is not even helping you, you know? When you move on in your life, there are certain things that comes back to you in your brain and you think about the person you loved so much and, you know, that showed you everything, how to work, how to be a man, how everything like that, right? Fortunately, I lost him at 17, so that was a story of my life where I had to find my identity and it didn't really go well, but yeah. It would be crazy if my dad called me and said, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? Or the static or anything like that. That would be crazy. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's go. That made me sad.
On the night of March 31st, 1922, the 6 residents of Hinterkaifeck, a small farmstead in Germany, were murdered with a mattock. The victims were Andreas and Cecilia Gruber, their widowed daughter Victoria, her children Cecilia and Josef, and the maid Maria Baumgartner. The Grubers' earlier maid left the family 6 months earlier, having claimed the home was haunted. And days before the murder, Andreas told neighbors he'd discovered a strange set of footprints in the snow leading from the forest to the home, but not back. He'd also heard footsteps in the attic, and a set of keys went missing. Based on the
Get
crime
out.
scene found days after the murders, investigators believed the family was led one by one into the barn to be killed before the murderer killed the maid and young Joseph
god
in the
damn.
house. It is
Why the fuck
believed
would I
that the
watch that?
perpetrator remained at the farm for several days. Someone had fed the cattle and eaten food in the kitchen. The neighbors had also seen smoke from the chimney during the weekend. As creepy as it sounds, the killer was never found.
That's messed up. That is 100% messed up. Let me pause it. That's when you see some shit that is not accurate with the way you live, or certain things move around or some shit like that. I'm really skeptic about that because I have no idea, man. I'm scared of the attic and everything like that. So yeah, but if anything moves around in your house that is not supposed to there, food that got gone and everything like that, you gotta get out. You gotta call the police or do something because somebody is in your house or somebody's living there or somebody's doing something. You gotta get out because that's most how people get killed. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I would do that, I would definitely call the police 100%. Let's go. That would be 100%. I'd be scared shitless. I don't play around with that
Jack Froist died
shit.
of a heart arrhythmia in June 2011 at the age of 32. Tragic, but nothing unusual about the story, yet. In November the same year, Jack's friends each received an email from his account, signed with his name. His friends and family are adamant no one knew his passwords. One email implored his friend to clean his attic, which related to a private conversation the two had had shortly before his death. An email to his cousin read, "I knew you were going to break your ankle," an injury that had occurred just a week before the email arrived. Probably a sick hacker, but Jack's relatives and friends said they still have no explanation for the messages and have given up hope trying to find one.
That's just creepy that people can actually do that, if you understand, like hack Facebooks and, you know, it's weird.
Probably the most notorious killer clown in human history.
Oh, I heard about this
John
guy.
Wayne
Yeah.
Gacy was a Chicago serial killer responsible for the murders of at least 33 young boys. He buried most of the bodies in the crawl space of his house, in his yard, and when he started to run out of space, he dumped them in a nearby river. As Pogo the Clown, Gacy performed
That's
at
what the
children's
E.T.
parties
movie's made
during
about,
his
right?
time off
I think
from
it is.
working as a
I know
building
it's a monster or
contractor.
something, but
In 1972, he brought a teenage boy named Timothy McCoy to his house and killed him. He would go on to lure dozens more to his home, then torture,
Sick freak,
rape,
man.
and murder them. He was later caught in 1978.
That's the guy with the floorboards,
Imprisoned
right?
for life, he started a second career as a painter, creating images of himself in full clown makeup.
This guy, man. Let me pause there. You must truly be sick in the fucking head if you do these things, man. I'm not even kidding. Like, you must be sick in the fucking head if you do these things. Like, these people really need help, and obviously it's all stem back to bad parenting. Not everybody, but it's very rare that you don't hear about people with their parents having problems, their mother or their father abusing them or something like that. It's always that problem, and it will always be bad parents' fault how your kids turn out to be. 100%. There's no need for psychology about it. You see it everywhere. People, they remind of how their parents raised them, and then they do the same thing. Some people change, some people don't. Abusers get abused, be abuser. You know what I mean? Like, it's a crazy circle, but it's just crazy that you could do these things, that you could kill so many people, and you can do these horrific acts against kids and everything like that. The people were so innocent and don't even do anything. They're so pure. But still, there's sick people out there, and there's sick people who's trying to do these things. I just think it's so wrong. And, you know, these videos really remind me of how depressed the world really is. Of course, there's a lot of good things in the world, no doubt, but there's a lot of depressed things. There's a lot of killers. There's a lot of fucked up people that does not deserve to go around killing prostitutes like they, you know, like they have anything to do with your fucking feelings because you a little crybaby, that you have to kill people for your own feelings because your mother was a prostitute and you have to kill other people. Prostitutes making money, man. They're doing their job. They're trying to get by. They're trying to get money. They're trying to survive. Where the fuck would you get your psychopathic little logical thing inside your head out of them? How the fuck is that even their fault? You know what I mean? Like, these sick fucks make me sick, man, but I understand that they need help and they're human beings. I totally understand that they do horrific acts, but they're still human beings. And there's still help if somebody's watching my video right now. I'm not dissing you. I'm dissing the act that you make because you think it's okay to do it because you had a rough childhood or you have a rough thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't kill me. please. But yeah, I just think it's crazy, man, that these people, they can do these horrific acts, especially the people who chat other people who dead, like dead parent or something like that, chat your boy or something like that. It's just weird. It's really creepy, and you should get help really immediately. But yeah. Anyway, guys and girls, what was your creepiest fact in this video? Please let me know down below. Do you have any stories about creepy things that went on in your childhood? Do you have creepy things that happened to you? Have you ever met a serial killer, whatever? Please comment down below what you think about this, of course. And yeah. Anyway, guys and girls, I love you so much. Thank you for being here on the JellyGoonTv. Please do subscribe. Like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification, of course, to get updated on the newest videos to come to this channel when you become a member of the JellyGoon squad, of course. Anyway, guys and girls, I love you so much, and I'm gonna see you until the next one. Peace.